Cloud9 starting off with the terrorist team. We have Stewie 2K, Skadoodle, Nothing, Automatic, and Shroud. And for the Immortals, we have Henny, Lucas, Zeus, Phelps, and Bolts. As we have, looks like a quick execute here. Well, to start with a couple of flashes at the B bomb site. But lots of control here for the Immortals to try to prevent that.
Yeah, I mean, this is the drop zone on Pistol as CT is so hard. So you can see all the bodies. Look at Stewie just jumping out, all on his own. No one's followed this up, so they're kind of checking out to see how Immortals reacts to it. And it's no real reaction whatsoever. There's a nice kill. Stewie gets one. Following up with that, he's got Lucas, and he brings him down very, very low. Stays alive, but it is an advantage to Immortals.
Yeah, not only that, he actually spotted 3 players for the Immortals inside the drop zone, so it was a 4-man stack for the Brazilian team. So Cloud9 trying to readjust. They're now spotting on the top of the ramp at mid-side. Shroud coming out with the scramble wall. Headshot onto Henny. It's a 3 versus 3, as well as they spot the bomb here.
Oh no, something going on from the back of the site, and Shroud with that entry makes a big difference. Create a space for his team now, but there are still 3 players up from Immortal, even though Lucas is very low.
Yeah, Stewie TK was still lurking around, now spotted on the connector side. Now they know at least the last person is going to be Shroud as well at bomb. But he gets headshotted here by Bolts. 1-0 on the scoreboard. Immortals gets the pistol.
It all started with the interesting way to control drop. It seems like when they spotted a couple players there, they knew it was going to be a huge amount of attention given to drop by Cloud9, and so Immortals tried to retake it. Ended up going really well. So even though the trade came in from Shroud entering onto A site, they weren't able to get across the site because their original intention was to go B, and so they didn't have enough utility to cross the door safely.
Oh, look at this fast pace. They're right through the smoke. Stewie gets dropped by a shotgun. Lucas still alive. Bringing Automatic low. Finds him as well. Eventually is traded off by Nothing, but there's no entrance. It's been closed by Immortals.
That's right. Already across for a setup. Last 2 to go at the broken wall. Both spotted. Now it's all going to be up to Skadoodle, at least trying to get a bomb plant, but only losing 1 player in the process is the Immortals, and we've seen him play there in there a lot. Lucas with that Mag 7, eh?
We should bring up the that was very Canadian of you. But we saw yesterday, I mentioned this early in the day, that the tweet from Sean that he respected Zeus for being able to anti-strike.
Yeah.
And you look at the setup they had on the pistol round with so many bodies and drop zone, knowing Cloud9's going to attack that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can imagine more of this anti-stratting, more of this research that Zeus has done is going into this.
That's one thing that really gives you faith in your caller, is when they pick something about the other team that ends up deciding the round, basically, like right out of the spawn.
Yep.
And it also gives your caller a little bit more confidence in future rounds and affects the other team because they think, wow, they're in our heads.
So now the Immortals spot a first body here on the upper B and also one a connector. The first one to fall is going to be Automatic of Cloud9. Of course, a save round coming in for the terrorist team. 2 now, more spotted. Henny is going to call for some support. And they're going to try to at least get this entry and get some control from Cloud9's side. It's going to be Stewie 2K entering and connects with a headshot onto Henny. But Bolt's just on the other side at the ramp on the A side of mid. He's going to be able to tag his opponent a bit. And another one falling that was trying to lurk towards that drop, that was Nothing. So pretty much the Immortals still doing a good job on their defense.
Yeah, there's really no entrance here for Cloud9. They're basically out of tools to use to get into a bomb site. So, I mean, Immortals doing a good job. That kill coming out, they've lost 2, which isn't great, but as long as they don't bleed too much more, it's going to be all right. 3 is kind of that tipping point where it becomes expensive for the CT side. And there's Lucas. He's just going to shore up the defense, finding, fill in the holes.
Yeah, and that's because if they drop 3, then that's more rebuys than they have left on their team.
Yep.
Right? So,
well, they still have the submachine gun. So 1 kill for Phelps. That's going to add a bit of the economy as well. Lucas getting a 3K, getting 2 Mag 7 kills. So they're looking good so far for the economy for the Brazilian team. Shroud spotting one, catch him off guard, but misses the shots. It's up against Zeus, going for the burst, but to no avail. Zeus gets the kill. 3 unanswered rounds now.
He would have liked to have anything but a Glock in that scenario.
I know, yeah.
P250, just anything. Anything, really. So, yeah, very quick 3-0 for Immortals, and it's pretty well done. They don't lose too much, and now you can see, I mean, the heavy weaponry is about to come out. All the utility as well, the nades stocked up on Cloud9 side. So, solid buy for both teams. Phelps still does have that UMP, which it's not bad going into the 4th round. It's got the armor penetration, so it's not at a severe disadvantage.
yeah, this is when the game gets real, right? We're into the first rifle round, and Cloud9 have to stop the bleeding as soon as possible. We saw them get off to a bad start versus Heroic yesterday. That cost them the map.
Yeah.
And when they were off to good starts, they would just run away with it. So they need to really overcome that if that is one of their demons. And there's Stewie. Just look like they're going to go for some basic A control. Not something that's going to be really important for Immortals to try to hang on to. They just want to be aware that someone is trying to take A, and then they can focus and readjust based on that.
Yep. On the other end, though, Henry's going to be the one spotting it. Sees 2 guys at the mid falling back, and he was pushed up at the long A with that AWP. Things will calm down for a bit. 1:09 on that clock. And the Immortals are now trying to prevent Cloud9 from getting any entries towards any main chokes.
These reads from Immortals are so sick. Look at this rotation. This defense is set up perfectly at the moment.
They're all so incredibly close.
Yeah, and they can back each other up just simply by turning around. So this is a fantastic defense that Cloud9's going to have to penetrate.
Uh-oh.
All from the mastermind of Zeus, as Stewie2K is looking for some information. Finally spots one here. Is going to try to drop and go for the chase. The rest of Cloud9 are still holding it slowly. The Immortals are readjusting as well, but here comes the first point of contact towards that danger into the site. 3 guys spotted now inside B. And he gets the first kill. First one to go down is going to be Lucas. Then pushing in towards the broken wall, towards that smoke. Bolts is the only one alive so far inside this B side, but now the B side is clear. Skadoodle with the op shot. Henny's the last man standing. 4 versus 1. They know he's at the connector. Now the bomb is planted. He's going to try to save his weapon. But Cloud9, they're going to put a point on the scoreboard, guys.
That's kind of scary for Immortals, isn't it? Yeah,
really
they had the perfect read. They were all set up to trade for each other. They're even ready for drop, and they tried to flash retake it. That was the first step. Cloud9 survived that by not going down too early, and then after that, just had a really appropriate resplit setup and got all their entries. Now Immortals had UMP. I mean, that's pretty much the only thing you could say.
It just felt like that defense collapsed a little bit too easily once that first kill went down. It seemed like everyone, instead of just continuing to hold the spots they were in and continuing to have the advantage in the positioning that they had, they all turned around and tried to kind of cover for that depth.
Hello. Nothing. I was looking at the wrong spot. He had all the time in the world to actually connect that. So actually he comes out of it, damages 3 guys. So, well, 2 guys actually. It was still a 5-on-4 moving into that B-bomb site, but a good job for Henny to save that AWP.
Now the strategy is one thing, but if Cloud9 are able to get the map control for a split, like it will come down to the first entry, and it's a lot more pressure on the CTs. So the retakes on drop, if those don't keep working, Cloud9 will be able to go there. I mean, think about it like this: like Immortals had all the tools to win that round, and still Cloud9 won it.
Yeah, that's so tough. And once again, I mean, you want to talk about the impact player. I asked the question, can they win without Stewie? And he's off to a good start, at least in that gun round, getting the opening kill. That kind of opened up the floodgates. So nicely done from him so far. And yeah, the op is still into this round. And this is a critical round for both teams because both of them are bought out pretty low. The loser of this is either going to have to save or just have a really weak buy, and that's not a good start. Skadoodle walks right into it, and he should know better.
Yeah.
You don't just casually stroll at that angle.
Especially against Henny. So the up duel here between the 2 powerhouses, it's going to be Henny that takes the upper hand. Legs are then onto automatic at the A-bomb side, and he shuts it down. Triple kill to start. Nothing. Trying to avenge his teammates, but the bomb is down towards the A-bomb site.
All right, Henny, showing off a little bit. Unfortunately, not ready for that angle. There's 1 pistol alive in the site, and Bolt slows everything down just on Shroud. And he's actually got an opportunity to get in. There's 50 seconds left. He hasn't spotted Bolts quite yet, but now there's just too many players out of those doors. A good trade from Zeus, but Henny, the flick and the no-scope, that's pretty dirty.
Yeah, sort of poor judgment here, I think, by Skadoodle, as you mentioned, to just come into that door when they were coming into lower A. It's up to Henny to take some passive angle on the site when lower A control is taken and hit those insane those 3 shots. I mean, he shuts down the round by himself.
Yeah, Automatic has got to just be wondering how exactly that happened. That is a sick performance from Henny there. And you and Dust talked about how on fire he's been at this event so far.
Yeah.
And he keeps it going. Aggressiveness.
That's right.
There's a force buy here from Cloud9. So once again, a man disadvantage. Nothing gets picked off early, and it's all due to Henny. He falls away safely as well, so he maintains that advantage.
And they're really posting him everywhere on the site, guys. I mean, it started off towards the left side at A, looking at mid. This time he went for an aggressive peek towards the broken wall to get that shot. But incinerator grenades towards the broken wall right now. Stewie2K is now spotted. Trying to move inside this A-bomb site. They have spotted one in the back of the site for the Immortals. Pushing through is going to be Stewie2K. Nice top platform to get that kill on the Zeus. In the back, headshot as well on the Bolt. Turns around for a 3rd kill, but Phelps stops him in his tracks. Phelps now inside that CT spawn. We at least want to get the bomb plant down for Cloud9, and they will be able to. Skadoodle on that lurk on that staircase, only popping his head out, and he sees Lucas and drop him. 1-minute advantage now for Cloud9. The bomb is pretty much planting here for the broken wall as well, and Phelps is still waiting for Henny to rotate.
It's all on Henny here coming up the doors with the op. He finds that kill on a Shroud. Phelps still trying to make his way to the site. And I mean, the AK on Skadoodle, now it comes into play. Finally, Phelps falls. Henny's going to continue forward. He does have plenty of utility. He's got the kit, he's got the Molotov. This is going to force Skadoodle out. All the while, this bomb is ticking. Skadoodle's just going to burn. There he is, finishes him off, but this has got to happen quick. There's barely any time left, and Automatic is using the clock perfectly. It's not going to happen for Immortals. Henny has to fall back. And he's going to be able to save that off as Automatic just dives to the bomb.
Wow.
And that's okay too, right? For Automatic to just die with the bomb, play that timer. The only thing he invested in was a CZ and armor, right?
No, I mean, of course, he just wants to win the round. It would have been such a disaster if he tried to peek out and get that trade nice and early. But you know what? Like, Stewie again hit those insane entries.
Flashbang.
Like, who threw that flash?
I know, we were talking about this last
Who is
night.
throwing these amazing
the flashbangs last night for Cloud9 were so on point, and you could see it there one more time. Henny just completely blinded, so great coordination. Whoever's working with Stewie on those, that's fantastic teamwork.
So we're changing things around here for the Immortals. We have some sort of a pistol buy going on for them as well. As Stewie 2K spotted the first one on the A side to weaken up the A defense, and even at the same time the B defense, because now they have to really split out their defense for the Immortals.
I mean, look at the turn of fortunes as well. It looked like Immortals was starting to like really get into a groove with Henny with that AWP that's opening picks. That one loss, and look at the buy they have. Now they have a lot of faith in Henny in the AWP, but he's out of the fight already. Yeah,
that is a huge player out. I mean, both is extremely good, but Henny's clearly unique in his abilities. Now the posturing from the T's over towards A with more aggression from the CTs on B site, and Bolt's over here with the op. He's able to lock it down. You can just see so far across the map with this thing, and A just gives you so much room to do it. From the top of default, you can see all the way down lower A. Looks for a shot, doesn't find it. He gets smoked out, tries to get a kill, only does 80 damage.
Yeah, that's the leg shot on it to nothing. Now Cloud9 moving in big, pop flash at the mid, but Bolt connects from the heaven onto Stewie 2K, who's trying to take control towards that cannon at the site. Now Automatic on the top of the APC. Drow meanwhile with the second kill. Bolt still connecting with this AWP. And now he's going to be the last man standing. They know he's up towards heaven. It's a 3 versus 1. Nothing waits at the same spot.
Yeah, what a play from Nothing, just barely hiding underneath that vision. It got a little scary there. Cloud9 actually encountered a lot of defense. It looked like it was going to be a pretty easy take, but I feel like they just ran out of utility once this take came in. They only have one flashbang on Automatic here. But even before that, as they're coming up, you really see an opportunity for Bolts to just lay into them.
Yeah, and that's what we see. Like a Heaven Smoke would have just won that round with keeping them all alive. Now, keeping 3 alive in this situation where Bolts seem to be a little bit on fire is still a good sign. But yeah, and now we move into Immortals after that Hail Mary buy, having no utility and a couple of upgraded guns. Or are those even P250s? They might just be P2Ks.
Yeah, you got 2 P250s and 3 USPs right now for the Immortals as Stewie 2K gets the first opener onto Lucas inside this B bomb site. So they really want to focus on planting that bomb in here, but hiding very passively is going to be the Immortals.
I was wondering if they were going to molly it out. They do. So there's a nice kill from Stewie. And look at how he's just staying up on the platform. That's really well done. Not overcommitting to the site quite yet. Using the range of that AK-47. And even his, I mean, look, all of Cloud9 is still on the platform. No one's made their way into the site. They don't even want to mess with the pistols whatsoever. They take away the advantage that the pistols would have at that kind of a range. So it's huge. Really smart play from Cloud9 as a team.
Surprise has been alive for so long there. That was Henny, but finally, as they come in and commit for that bomb plant, they sweep it up, and now it's going to be all tied up 4-4.
Yeah, so the value in keeping 5 alive there is 20 grand that they keep with them, right, for the next round. So now they have a little bit of buffer. If Immortals win the round, they don't necessarily get a free save out of Cloud9. It's a big win just to keep everyone alive. But Immortals made the decision to have a solid buy here, and that's why they didn't even bother upgrading guns last round.
Yep.
1 kid on Lucas, go-ahead armor on 3 players. Not exactly a disadvantage, but just shows you that they're a little bit worse for wear at the moment.
Yeah, using the economy right for the Immortals, as we did have a few smokes being thrown at the beginning of B. A few footsteps are being heard as well towards this broken wall, but really no commitment yet from either teams.
Well, look at the nades running out for the Immortal side. We talked about Cloud9's struggle when they have the lack of utility. There's only 1 smoke left. There's 2 Molotovs. But this is a little bit of a change of pace. Not so much in speed, but just in the amount of bodies that are going to be here. That's a nice find, though. That Molotov splits the team apart. No one can back up Stewie. And Phelps basically gets a free one, and he also spots the bomb on top of it.
Now they're going to try to flush it out. They have no choice but to commit inside the bomb site, but Phelps is still winning at the staircase, but it's a trade. Skadoodle answers back. Dude's trying to get this spray through the smoke, but it's kind of at the bottom of the ledge. Now it is planted on 3 versus 3. Retake coming through. Automatic trying to even things up. They're going on fire right now. Big flank from Henny. Now a 2 versus 1. They know he's coming towards upper B. Set up right now from Automatic and Skadoodle, so they still have some heavy firing power for Cloud9. Nice bomb platform to move through, but a high-low stack there on that tree. Cloud9 takes the lead 5-4.
You gotta wonder how Cloud9 makes it out of that round because
know.
they looked. I know. I saw you. They were just. It looked like they were just about to die as soon as this bomb got planted. Everyone. It was like a nice crossfire that Immortals had with one player in the chicken coop, one player at the site.
And then Tim got that trade on chicken coop, and it was like, wow, I couldn't believe he got that duel, and then the round just untangled for Immortals after that.
Yeah, three really quick kills for everyone on Cloud9. So I mean that turns it back in their favor. And then pistols again for Immortals. They've lost control of the economy. They're losing the money battle.
Big flash coming through as well. We've already come in inside B. Zeus is just trying to spam across here in this smoke. But Phelps at least gets one kill so far to hurt the economy of Cloud9. But nothing more than that. Cloud9 are just sweeping this up. Bolts and Henny, both at the connector side. And I mean, they haven't really invested that much. They've upgraded into pistols, but no armor at this point. So...
And again, just trying to look for economic damage. But it's kind of cool right now. Cloud9 have done a slow default. They've done a set B take on delay, and they've also done a fast round up A. So they have some options, and it's important that, like, if you win 3 rounds in a row and they're all towards B, you don't know how well you're going to do at A, no matter how well those rounds went previously. So to get all that out of the way early in the half is really nice for them.
Well, I mean, Immortals, their next goal, they need to get Henny back involved in things because he's actually gone quiet some of these past few rounds. And if you remember at the start of this game when they got their 4 rounds, he was opening them up. He was getting a pick on a nothing, getting a pick on a skadoodle at a couple different sites. They were able to be very, very mobile with him across the map, switch where he was playing. So they need to get an op back in his hands. And they need to start putting him in some creative spots to start these rounds out for him.
Yeah, they got to put him in the game, pass him the ball. That is the key play to do with the person who is going to have such a high impact and also has just been an amazing offer for them. But I think as soon as Cloud9 got the memo, it seemed like they were doing A a little bit early on, and then as soon as they got the memo that Henny was just on point and that he's probably going to start out his rounds at A, or maybe they'll leave him over to deal with A while they do a 4-1, that they started paying attention a little bit more to B, right? Drop and then long B.
They'll go back to it.
Yeah.
They'll visit that A-bomb site once again soon. I mean, you have to at least put pressure there at certain points just to be able to force Immortals to have to keep 2 players there. You can't just have them cheat 4 people over towards B if you're only going to B. So they've got to do something to make noise, to make Immortals feel threatened at that A site, and then that opens up the B-bomb site even more than it already has been.
Well, it's to add the attention to detail as well for Henny. I mean, yes, he's been focusing a lot on the A side to off, but one of the rounds he actually off aggressively towards that broken wall, right? So they really want to mix it up on Immortal sides as well on this defense. Of course, you'll have default still Lucas looking inside this drop with the Mag 7 in this buy for Immortals, but so far it's still going to stay calm after these few mollies.
Drop control being taken. It seems like a new player goes down drop from Cloud9 each time. This time it's going to be nothing. No stranger to lurking, actually. Always ended up doing it on cobble, on beat, or in drop, wherever they would go in the previous roster. And there's bolts, though, to kill him.
Yeah, it was a flash from a teammate for them to peek out by Henny. There you go, back on track with that AWP, down towards that mid side. Shroud falls down, then they spotted that bomb at the same time. You already have the rotation coming through, but Stewie 2K was trying to lurk back. Couldn't get the kill. Automatic in a great position right now. They're trying to clear out A. He catches one with a knife in hand, connects with a second kill. So now it's a 3-on-2 situation, and looks like Launders cannot contain his excitement for Cloud9.
This is so uncomfortable for Immortals, the positions they're in. I mean, 2 great kills from Automatic, who just sneaks right in. He's down so low, but this should at least be a plant. And obviously, I mean, Skadoodle, we haven't had to say his name too much, but with a player like that alive at this range with his AWP, as long as they have a handle on this flank, this is a real danger for Immortals, and that should spot him out. That's a mistake by Phelps to give that up. Oh, and a dink by Automatic. 3 HP, and he's still alive.
So they know exactly where they both are. Skadoodle's spotting his ankle, showing it a bit of leg. But baiting it out, at least he doesn't die. Skadoodle going back with the pistol, but does not go and connect onto Phelps on that big flank. Meanwhile, Automatic has fallen, so we'll get the defuse.
That's so smart by Phelps. Once he makes his presence known, instead of taking the fights, instead of committing to something, all he has to do is stay alive, because the other 2 players are together. He's the solo guy. All he has to do is keep their attention so that Cloud9 can't ever get comfortable just looking in one direction. They have 2 faces to that attack, to that retake.
It compromises the spot that's the safest to watch the door, and all he has to do is sit there. He doesn't even have to peek. No intention whatsoever, so yeah. Really good by him.
And then he does it anyways.
And then he gets the kill,
of
course.
Yeah. Style points.
6-5 on the scoreboard in this first half. Mind you, this is still the first map in this Grand Finals, best out of 3 for the Northern Arena Toronto LAN Finals here at the Fan Expo. Glad you guys can join us here as Shroud is about to get flushed out. He doesn't even have a smoke to come out with, but at least he survives. And it's Henny. He jumps up and spots him just on the edge of that smoke, so spams through it and picks him off with the pistol. So yeah, they post him at a different spot again.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a nice Molotov as well. Bolts now under some pressure. That's just standard spam to try and clear that spot out. And Molotov is going to force him down dangerous. He wasn't discovered. That's just Them clearing their corners, see if they can catch him off guard. They almost do it. They bring him down to 46. And still no success for Cloud9 whatsoever. They're starting to put pressure on, but they're going to need a kill pretty soon. There's a minute left in the round. They have plenty of nades and utility, but the tough part is with Henny in this position, that kind of closes off this portion of the map. So the map has shrunk as long as Henny stays here.
Yeah, they still got players alive to be able to do this though for Cloud9. They still have Stewie 2K alive. They still have nothing alive. And let's see what they're going to try to do.
Looks like they love doing late drop. 40 seconds remain, so they can get control of this, but being down a man is the big disadvantage here. The thing is they have 3 people from Immortals over towards A, and Stewie is buying into their fear that it's going to be this side of the map, so the problem is they've lost a player now. Lucas is starting to move over, but they hear noise, and the execute has to come out at this point.
That's right.
Yeah, it's gonna be so tough now, and they know where everyone is. All those nades that ring out in so many different angles. Automatic, he almost gets taken down very, very low. Against the Optino, if he can find Henny, that'd be huge, but he misses the shot. There it is. He does find it. This is now a little bit scary. Nothing in Automatic, extremely low, but this could turn around. Just a couple kills either way. And Skadoodle with that pistol, not able to find the kill, but the shotgun at that range is not effective.
He's looking for a better spot here on the left side of the statue. His teammates have fallen. He gets a close range, though, at least onto bolts. His teammates up with him. Automatic with only 2 HP, and it's now a double up setup from the ones that he salvaged. He gets another kill, so now it's a 2 versus 2, and Automatic burns Zeus. How does that happen? Lucas now the last man standing. They have turned it around. Can Lucas get it? He's close right now, moving in. Great setup now by Cloud9 to watch this bomb. Skadoodle misses a shot, but it's saved by Automatic, and they win this.
What a guy, Automatic. Okay, Skadoodle's awareness on that peak. Automatic getting that entry. I can't believe it.
I want to know what happened with Zeus. It almost felt like he could have waited that Molotov out and then tried to retake afterwards. So he just runs right through it, burns. But I mean, what a turnaround from being boxed in at a 3-on-5 into drop and to make it out of that situation.
That's
Keep in mind, Automatic took all of that damage as he was exiting drop, so he was basically at 5 HP for that entire 10
retake. HP and 2 HP for those two moving into the site.
Incredibly close. And I mean, look, they get to reap the rewards now as well. Immortals, they win one, they lose one, so they're back onto just the pistols.
Tim has actually transformed so much, like since he started playing, or
yeah, I don't. When Automatic joined this team, I don't think anyone would have assumed that he would have. I don't think anyone knew he could hit the level that he's playing at least in this event. So I mean, this is a fantastic performance from him, and we saw it yesterday. He was having so much impact on Cloud9.
Oh, there was already a nice Reddit clip of him getting that flick shot on the side of the ladder.
Yeah, that was a little crazy.
That was awesome.
Things got weird.
But pistol round for the Immortals. They are being discovered. They clear out B quite easily. One more still alive for the backstab. Misses the shot, and that is going to be Zeus, and Stewie 2K gets the 180 for the kill. So looking at it, close to a flawless victory so far for Cloud9 with this head-to-head fight, and it's going to be Automatic that takes it.
In North America, there aren't really other teams that can compete with Immortals player per player in terms of aim, except for Cloud9, I think, right now.
Yeah, Cloud9, you'd probably put Liquid up there. But I mean, you know, Cloud9 and Liquid and then SK and Immortals are kind of that top 4 in North America. And they're miles above the rest of the field, right?
Yeah.
Those 4 are just like so far ahead of everyone else. Yeah.
2 more rounds to go in this first half. 8-5 in favor of Cloud9. And the Immortals have been shut down when they were able to turn things around 2 rounds ago.
Well, there's Skadoodle. He's been a little bit quiet, but there's the opening pick, and this is a big punish from Immortals. This is one of those times they stack that B bomb site with 4 players. Cloud9 pick up the pace towards A, and I mean, Bolt isn't ready for it whatsoever, so now with 2 shotguns, how do you retake this site? You've essentially got to save for the last round.
You invested so much, right?
Because you don't want to lose that off. That's the big thing.
Exactly. And I think they played from spawn as well. If at this point now, Henny, every time they pulls him towards this upper B side, they put Bolt solo at long A. And I think Cloud9 are starting to discover that.
That's an awkward jump. Mouse wheel?
Maybe, yeah. Usually is the culprit in those situations. Yeah. Happens to the best of them.
That has been happening for like a decade now, those mouse wheel jumps. Still hasn't been fixed. The problem that will never ever be fixed.
Looking for exits right now are the Immortals. Fels is trying to creep up to see if he could pick up a gun, but there was nothing there left behind by Stewie 2K. It was too far out for him to try to reach for it. Bomb's going to go off, and he's going to try to run back in to pick it up. But it's 9-5 in favor of Cloud9 with 1 more round to go in this first half, and they're looking good here.
Yeah, keep in mind, this started out, what, 4-1, I believe it was at a certain point?
Yep.
So this has been, what, an 8-1 run for Cloud9 in the last 9 rounds? That's pretty crazy. They've been so strong on this T side. I mean, one thing that we should remind is this is generally considered close to even, but a little bit more slanting towards that terror side. So this isn't exactly like a bad half from Immortals whatsoever. It's just, you know, the standard, this is kind of what you expect.
I think they should be more worried about the fact that Cloud9 are winning unwinnable rounds.
Yeah, that's
insane.
This half should be much better for Immortals. It feels like Cloud9's won 2 rounds that they shouldn't have.
Well, an Incinerator Grenade to start things off here towards the upper B, but still no man-to-man contact yet, so no audibles are able to be called by Cloud9 or the Immortals. They did play it very passively to see if there was going to be any aggression from Cloud9's side towards that mid. Now a little bit of pre-fired shot, that's up towards upper B. So they'll be able to at least call those and run that clock down.
Now the little bit of utility used at long B can typically in response bait out a lot more. So here's a smoke that's going to come out. So they're, Cloud9 are counting smokes right now. Like this is one used at long. They know there's probably 3 players here. One was used at the beginning of the round, so they can only delay for so much longer. And that way they can guarantee they don't have to execute through a smoke. And that's the value of your default and being on T side, causing that confusion and suspicion. Phelps, is he in a position to get Molotov? He might be.
He didn't want to get blind. He didn't want to get not checked, and he almost gets a double kill. But there's a nice team kill. That's pretty much a double kill for Phelps. Well done.
Got to get a kill every round. Don't be automatic.
So can't be left out of the action. That shotgun though is chasing him down.
Well, back and evened out, at least on that initial fight, but overall it is a 1-minute advantage in favor of the Immortals.
Those ones, it's those shots.
It's the easy shots that really hurt. And there's 15 seconds left. This is another one of those impossible rounds for Cloud9. If they somehow win this, and he didn't stop the defuse kit, that's so unfortunate. It looks like you might have seen it on our screen at least, but
Probably
never know
it was a wall
exactly what they're
fixture or
focusing on.
something.
Yeah.
Overall, guys, it is 9-6 in favor of Cloud9, but they had such a good run. But winning this last round here for the Immortals, they won it convincingly at least.
I mean, this was a half that I feel like Immortals is going to look back on this and say, like as we mentioned, there were just like there's 2 rounds. There's 2 rounds where Cloud9 was at such a disadvantage. You didn't think there was a chance that they would actually be able to pull it off. And it's not just winning those rounds; it's winning like the two that follow it, because that'll hurt the economy. Then I think both of those rounds, Immortals was back on a pistol, so it's essentially winning 4 rounds altogether.
Yeah, and then on top of that, Immortals knowing what Cloud9 are going to do, but not being able to do anything about it. That's really scary. Cloud9 getting away with these splits that aren't exactly. They don't seem like a fake to Immortals whatsoever, but still can't trade the entries. Having the man advantage multiple times and not converting the round.
Well, what's crazy is, you look at this Cloud9 team, and with them being up 9-6, we haven't really said too much about nothing. We haven't really said too much about Shroud, or even Skadoodle. It's been mostly Stewie and Automatic, which seems pretty crazy. Automatic's having a fantastic game. I mean, those 2 impossible rounds that they get pulled back in, he's getting some very critical kills.
Even on the other end, though, aside from Henny, nobody really stepped up from the Immortals unless you guys saw something differently.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, even Henny was like, played fantastic, but there were just some rounds. Once their economy got reset the first time, he never really could get back into that rhythm with the AWP. They were being mobile with him, but he was never able to have that same impact as he did at the start. So that's a little bit worrying.
Well, we're right here on the second half. Cloud9 leading 9-6 on this first map. Cobble, map chosen by the Immortals. The second map will be on Train. Well, Cloud9 went for a boost earlier on in this drop. They spotted a few guys, but it is going to stay quiet for a bit after he got tagged for nothing.
And here comes the execution. They're down drop. Nice angle from Stewie. They don't clear it. He gets traded off. There's still 2 more here from Cloud9, though. But actually, Shroud and Chicken Coop, he's been brought so low. He's going to fall any second now. And there it is. There's the peak. It's all on automatic. And can he hold on any longer? No. Bullets comes out of drop right through the smoke. That is an important pistol round, and you can tell by the shout of the Immortal side.
4 kills there for Phelps as well for that pistol.
Or for bolts.
Or for bolts, yes.
Yeah. Not a bad round.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. Very nice. And trading that kill on Stewie was huge because he was just looking like he was about to do at least 3 more with that first clean headshot. And this will allow Immortals to equalize, which is very nice for them. I mean, they don't even split pistols here. Immortals have a pistol in their name already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is kind of nuts, considering they're still losing.
Well, I mean, also, there is a little bit of a buy into this round from Cloud9, so they have some tools. They have a couple players with armor. Obviously, you see the upgraded pistols are going to be dangerous as well.
I wonder why 2 people didn't buy down to 0. What that does for their economy. Now, typically we see the person who wants the op doesn't armor
Well,
up.
Stewie hasn't always been the double op that we have seen in the past. He obviously can op, and he has done it in the past, but I think it's more just because he goes for that deagle, which is a little bit more expensive than some of the other weapons.
Yeah.
Maybe in a flash as well to try to work something with it for the team.
Yeah, you could half armor, but in reality, if you don't get your deagle headshot, you die. So
That's true.
Don't worry about saving yourself.
But he's playing far back here, right? You can see it on the overhead view, so it's probably going to be, could be used as a pop for, let's say, one of their teammates to peer in. And there you go. And Skadoodle gets that information. That's 3 guys that they spot towards the upper B. They're going to commit towards this B-bomb site for the Immortals, and it is going to be Stu 2K. Can he land his deagle shot? So far, no. And he gets picked off at the statue.
Oh, that's a nice range CZ from Automatic, so he's still alive to sight. He's getting a rapid bomb. Bolts finds one, but Automatic chimes back in. It's down into a 1-on-2, but Shroud has no HP. So Immortals survive a scare. They lose 3, but they're going to be fine with that.
Yeah, they're gonna be fine with converting the round. I think at this point it's not so bad. And as long as they save they're still gonna have one more round where Cloud9 will have even less to work with. So that'll be an opportunity to recoup their losses, move into the first rifle round versus Cloud9 with a little bit more safety. And really good on Lucas and Henny to just pick up those MP7s. It's kind of second nature at this point to do this for the third round after you know that your opponents have armored up, because they just don't have any money and you know they're gonna do 2 buys in a row. Something we've seen once in a while. We saw, what was it?
Who did that?
Yeah, it was NRG.
Cheating or something. Yeah.
yeah, money cheating.
They bought like 6 rounds in a row and they lost 5.
And they were all great buys.
It made no sense. They were all solid.
Yeah.
All AKs and everything.
Well, you can see now 120 on the clock on this overlay, how they're being set up for the Immortals and Cloud9. The Cloud9 team on a full save with no armor either. They have upgraded at least for some pistols. You have 2 P250s. That's in the hands of Automatic and Stewie 2K. But now Immortals are slowly clearing and peering out the sites, and it seems as though it is going to be the B bomb site that's clear, so they know that Cloud9 are stacked inside A.
Yeah, just a gamble from Cloud9, and it's not going to pay off. But good scouting by Immortals, taking that very patiently and finding the right bomb site.
Surprising enough, though, Phelps is actually going on a hunt, so they really just want to bring the AKs versus the pistol. I don't know if this is smart. At least the MP7s, I understand.
Yeah, I was going to say, the MP7s, guys like Henny and Lucas go for it, but don't lose those glills. And actually, they're dropping a good amount of weapons. That's one of the MP7s, but they have to be careful, because there's 3 Cloud9 players.
Why chase on this round? They just armored up. You know they don't have anything. You are literally trying to get $300, and at the risk of giving up. Well, I mean, if they put the
well, even an MP7 player, he can get that bonus money, right?
Yeah.
But now that he's died without getting one, they have to rebuy the $1,000 armor. So I mean, that's a little bit of mismanagement. It's not the worst thing. That's a good find from Bolt, spinning around, staying alive.
They lost 1 AK though. That MP7 player hasn't gotten it, so
That's right.
Bit of a loss. And in total, 5 rebuys. So Cloud9 have done a job on these last 2 rounds actually, because of that.
Tied up 9-9.
Oh, Henny's not actually opping. He's got 5,500 left over, but he's just sticking with the MP7.
Why not? It looks like it's going to be, it could be a little bit quicker. I mean, with that MP7, we often see that just lead the way because the mobility it provides.
Yeah, and you're like probably going to lose your first man in anyway, so at least now he doesn't have as much to lose.
Oh, that timing from Stewie doesn't work out. Spino's now got a big job to do, but he's wrapped upon. That's the aggression. The speed from Immortals just catches Cloud9 off guard.
Yeah. That was quite unfortunate. He was going to get flashed in?
Yeah.
Or was he dodging flashes from B?
He was going to be flashed in.
Okay. Yeah, then that's pretty unfortunate, but that is the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Cloud9 has to be ready for that. Is that one of the better analogies for
Crumbled quick
idioms?
Yeah, that was good. I thought you were going to go, the last time we talked about cookies, it was dipping it in coffee.
Yeah, milk.
What's it called, fika?
Dipping it in Cloud9's milk. Right? It was the
yeah,
reference.
that was. Yeah, so you can see he's waiting for a flashbang and he's just not ready for Henny to turn the corner. The timing on that, because Immortals, they made no noise. That's the one thing, is that MP7 just walks up along that wall and Stewie can't hear those footsteps. So that's kind of the tactic that Immortals did. They were just playing a contact, and when they had no contact, they just pop flash and see what the MP7 finds, and he finds a kill, so they go forward.
So in the end, 10-9, Automatic wasn't able to save his weapon when they totally lost that B hold. I mean, you saw it on that replay how Skadoodle had his crosshair between 3 players of Immortals jumping through, so unfortunate for him to not be able to contact with any kills. But for this round, you do have Cloud9 going back on the save. There's going to be at least pistol upgrades across the board for the amount of rounds that they've lost in a row. Should have enough economy built up for the next round.
long B smoke just to try to spur a reaction. They don't really need long B like stairs control or anything like that to win this round. They just want to make sure that no one is going to cheese them. And if they are, they're just going to run through the smoke and see that players are far back, ready for that push.
Well, I mean, you can see that they're really using just a little bit of utility to gain just a little bit of advanced map control. That is a very swift punish from Shroud. And that actually might scare Immortals away from going towards that B bomb site. That lurk gets taken out, and he's aware of this possibility. He's looking for it, but Automatic wins the battle anyways, and he gets away on top of that, but he goes right back in. I think he's a little bit bummed that he found an MP7 and not an AK, but
he's got more health than everyone else, doesn't he?
yeah, that's pretty clever. And Bolt's now, he's got so many angles to check, and now he's been spotted out. So Cloud9 can really converge on him. That nade better be punishing, and it is. That does a lot of damage.
Automatic has fallen. It is a 4-on-3 situation. Both still trying to creep out here towards this spammable wall. Teammates right next to him. They drop him like flies, leaving Stewie 2K in the last man standing. They'll move inside this A-bomb site. There's only 6 seconds left on the clock. They have to go for a plant, but they'll make it. And Stewie 2K goes for that nice jump out, but Bolts was waiting for that.
That's one of the trademarks of Brazilian Counter-Strike. They're under a lot of pressure. They're in a 3-on-5, and even with the clock running down so incredibly low, by the time they get into the bomb sites, there's like 9 seconds left. So just very patient, very confident that they're going to be able to find something, and using the entirety of the clock. In this utility, you can see flushing Shroud out of position into the open. Shroud or Skadoodle has to peek to try and help his teammates. So using the range and their utility perfectly as the clock runs down.
Yeah, some players getting too scared is a really bad idea, but they know exactly how far they need to get to and what angles they need to cover, and I think their communication is on point in this situation because they recover from man disadvantages versus anti-ecos all the time.
Bolts trying to flush out now towards that staircase at that new wall in the back of B. But nobody's going to peer out, but they are going to go early for this controlling the drop. They drop the bomb carrier, and that's going to be automatic with the double kill. Shroud moving in on the other end of the danger side, and they were trying to pinch towards this bomb side. Zeus gave his position away by going for that pre-fired shot with the AK that he missed onto Stewie 2K, but he still manages to catch that kill through that rat hole. Bomb is still down. Zeus pushing through. Skadoodle gets a USP close range to win that. Henny now on a 4 versus 1.
Yep, there's Skadoodle with the up. It's a leg shot. So now he can let his other teammates peek, and Henny gets dropped. So Cloud9 get another win, and now they've got to start stringing them together. They cannot afford to get reset here. That would be a nightmare.
It started off with a nice 2K from Tim, and then I think Stewie to jump and drop and help out, but that was insane spray. And then it was funny to see the Skadoodle take that fight, but he obviously decided he needed to because he thought that someone was going to wrap the left side of site, and he would just have a hard situation no matter what. Funny nonetheless, winning a USP, a battle with a USP versus a rifle.
Too bad there was no Inferno because Lucas was trying to steal that title away from Firebird from being the king of banana. I don't know if you guys saw that banana on the team.
Did not. Well, here's that change of pace again.
Nothing, though, gets traded out, and it's going to be still some defense stacked up for Cloud9 inside his B bomb site, but it's been up down by Henny inside that chicken coop.
Oh, good
now
nade.
a 3 versus 3. That nade is going to touch down Zeus. They retake the advantage for Cloud9. We still have Henny still alive, and Phelps really close to Cloud9. Trying to flash him out so Phelps could get some information here. But as they do not come into contact, it's just going to stay quiet for a tad.
They pretty much got this round sealed up unless Phelps can get a kill. Oh, he walks out a drop. That's a really good Molotov. Flush him out, yeah.
Oh, and he spots Shroud as well. Good turnaround, but automatic. Can he do it again for Cloud9? His flashbang could do it, and that's going to be a blind Henny. Nice kill from him, and now Phelps. He knows exactly where he is, and the bomb is down. Picks up the AK, switches over for the 1-bullet headshot. And he's got the Molotov as well, so that's going to delay things. There's plenty of time for Phelps to make his move, but Automatic's hoping he peeks that left side as the Molotov burns. He's still got this angle really, really well covered. Smoke is going to be, that's a little bit 50-50.
Yeah, it's nice that it landed right on the Molotov. It didn't actually go too deep. You can even still spot the bomb. It's pretty perfect right now. We got 2 players kind of aware of what's going on at the moment.
This would normally be very dangerous. In a one-on-one, though, if you spam the smoke, you lose your advantage. So you don't want to do that. How is he picking up all this utility? And he just runs the gauntlet. Now Phelps is running through the Molotov. He's taking so much damage. Automatic has outplayed him. There's 8 seconds left on the clock. He can just push forward. Phelps has to gamble here, and he's going to lose it.
What a play. Oh, my God. What a play.
Just for a minute. Phelps gets outplayed by Automatic.
Yeah.
Incredible one-on-one from Cloud9 player.
Automatic was playing Call of Duty. He had the scavenge perk, and he picked up every grenades on the floor.
This is what I always say about Automatic, is that he'll take a 1v1 that you played a million times, and he'll find a new way to play it. I mean, in this situation, he ended up finding so much utility.
Yep.
It was unbelievable. He used it all so creatively, and it was so cool seeing Phelps and him look on the corner of the smoke, anticipating what maybe the other person would have
yeah. Well, that's always so worrying as well, because once that smoke starts fading, it's really a gamble of who's going to get the benefit from the fading smoke. And, I mean, they circumvent it, but, oh, there it is again, the timing push. This time, nothing gets absolutely 0 kills.
At least he put some damage here. There's 2 Tech 9s in the hands of the Immortals. Shroud trying to help with his teammates towards danger. They're pushing out. Phelps does have some advantage here on the positioning. Waiting for the smoke for the surprise attack, but Shroud gets the kill. It's now a 2 versus 2 with Skadoodle and Automatic alive versus Henny and Lucas. So the twins for the Immortals still battling through this smoke as Skadoodle falls.
Who's up for round 2?
Deja vu. They've got to know. Yeah, Lucas is like, it's like, nope, sorry. Oh, nice headshot, but can't get the next one. Henny wins that one out. And now they're getting fired up.
Yep.
Samba CS.
Yeah. This is quite entertaining.
This is a very good game to
This is a
start.
fun
Say
job we
that in
have.
your most excited voice, Launders.
12-11 in favor of the Immortals, and now things have finally been reset for Cloud9. On the other end for the Immortals, despite this win, they don't have that firepower of Henny to be able to get an AWP here. So they have to go with the all AK. Very aggressive plays once again. This is what, 3 aggressive plays for the Immortals, and this time is a tie 8. They could call it out because Automatic has hurt them. Rotate across.
Yeah, this is, they've been doing timing pushes. It's been a little bit slower pace, so Cloud9, I mean, they only have the pistols, but still, Immortals is going to completely outplay them here, and they lose no one.
Yeah, so at what point do Immortals run away with it now that it's been a battle of really intense rifle rounds where the 2 rounds that Immortal won, I think they got lucky entries, to be honest. Like, not entries that they can expect to get every single time, whereas a lot of rounds that Cloud9 won on T side, it was slow map control into a split that you would expect to win, and would at least definitely come close. Now, there have been a couple clutch rounds that split ways in spite of that, and so Cloud9 have come out behind overall because there's been, I think, 3 really good rounds at Immortal of 1 going B.
It's been a lot of those timing plays towards the B bomb site, right? I mean, on the 4th round, it's Henny with the MP7 jumping around, and I mean, that's the thing. Cloud9's got to be able to catch on to that at a certain point.
Yep.
Nothing got caught off guard twice. The first time he at least got 2 kills to kind of neutralize that surprise, but the second time he could get absolutely nothing. And I think that's a factor of him just saying, well, they're not going to have the have the balls to do it again. They're not just going to keep walking right at me and coming out with no indication that they're coming.
Mm-hmm. As we're looking back here, we do have a tactical pause for Cloud9 to see how they could readjust to Immortals' play. I was looking at the screen that we have on the floor in the stage right now, and I think Automatic is at 21 kills. So we talked about how Stewie 2K has been playing very well on the T side and putting some good frags, but now it's really Automatic that's been stepping up here on the CT side with these clutch situations, but we need a little bit more here from Cloud9 to try to win this. But on the Immortals side, they've switched it over to a very strong performance on T.
Yeah, well, I mean, we said in the first half this is a little bit more terrace-sided map, so you can expect that. You know, it wasn't that great of a half, 9-6. It wasn't that great for Cloud9. It wasn't that bad for Immortals, and we're seeing it here. I mean, that the advantage you have on the T side, it's so difficult as counter terrace on Cobble. This is why this map is kind of like pros have mixed feelings about it, just because it's such a weirdly laid out map to most of them. There's not a lot of places you can get aggressive. There's not a lot of places you can find information as counter terrace without risking like the entire round by trying to get it. So it's in that sense, terrace have a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah. So I think of the majority, of the 3 rounds I think were really important that Immortals won off the back of entries. They came out long B and they killed the guy Broken Wall. I think there needs to be maybe a little bit more pressure, have an extra man there to try to either trade out that kill or get a multi-kill. We had yeah, and a little bit more focus on the boxes and the stairs. We saw before they added the stairs that there was like this incessant need as CTs to get someone up on the boxes if you thought it was going to be a long B execute. But right now with the stairs, I think it's so easy to do that you don't plan with your teammates to like dedicate someone there anymore. Someone can just flex and go there when they need to. But I was just going to say, but instead you've got a focus on Broken Wall instead of the stairs right now.
I think there's this weird thing what we saw in the first half with Immortals on the CT side, Henny jumping up with that AWP, attacking as CT, being a little bit aggressive. We haven't seen that aggression out of Cloud9. They haven't tried to bring the fight to the terrorist side. So it'll be interesting to see when they decide to do that. And right out of this pause, you can see the buy that's come out. So a little bit, a little bit hurting on the Cloud9 side.
Yeah. I know I've heard nothing say that if a team is executing versus you, it's always good to have somebody to play up close that can get the early 1-for-1 trade, even if they do die, just because the 4v4 is so much easier than the 5v5 if you give up too much map control.
And also, I mean, with Cloud9, maybe the logic behind this kind of, you'd almost say it's a save or a little bit of a small investment, is if Immortals are going to do this walk-up, like, contact play, you need to have smokes in these choke points. You need to have Molotovs as well to be able to stop that, to be able to slow it down. Oh, what? A double from Stewie with the scout? That is huge. That puts him right back into this round.
3-on-3 right now. The bomb is down on top of that. Stewie 2K's at the chicken coop. He spots Zeus on the top of the bomb. Lucas now down, or taking down Automatic. And he's just spammed across here towards his chicken coop. Third is being flushed out and finally spammed by Lucas. And Skadudo's going to be the last man standing. Finally, it has been avoided.
That's the mouse wheel.
It has been
It wasn't having the scout. Wasn't having the scout in his head.
Oh, no.
That's so funny. The propensity to jump just because you have a scout, just because you can. It's great.
I want to talk about it. Well, now's the big round. This is the round they had to pause in the last one. This is the round that they paused for because they want to come up with a game of action. Now you can see, I mean, look at the Molotovs. They've got smokes. They've got everything they can need to slow down any kind of contact play, any kind of fast play. Because Immortals have really picked up the pace, but actually they're not. I don't know if I can expect this. The Molotov does go down. Zeus just barely misses that entry kill. There's Phelps coming out of drop window. Now they can split onto this bomb site. 3 members here for Cloud9, but they're exposed from 2 different angles.
That's right, they caught Skadoodle under rotation, was trying to off down towards mid, pushing through. Stewie2K loses the fight, but Shroud still inside drop. Phelps retaliates onto nothing. 2 versus 3. 1 minute disadvantage. Now Shroud is being hurt. He's also spamming through this door. He's going to be able to contact Phelps down to 60. But automatic and Shroud with the amount of HP remaining, if you don't get a kill very soon, you might see them go for a save.
Yeah,
unless they want to pay for the overtime, but
I mean, it's got to be someone to get a kill in the next 5-6 seconds.
Yeah.
It's got to happen if they want to go for this. Unfortunately, with that smoke there,
that's right.
They're already calling to save. So there's no way that Shroud knows that more than likely the Alper is going to be zoned on his position. So it had to be automatic with his own AWP to find something, and that requires a mistake out of Immortals. So they just bail out. It's a good call because now, I mean, they at least have something into the next round.
Yeah, what was interesting about that was like kind of a two-pronged attack towards drop, where they had Zeus and Phelps both drop down, but then Phelps went out the window and Zeus went out through E-Box. Zeus ends up losing his duel, but then Phelps gets his kill and then gets another one. And so I think in the midst of the confusion, they see drop as a way to be able to split from a single choke point, and not only do you get to cut off rotators, but you have the opportunity to like go back to B as well, which is and from a new angle, which compromises half the site. Anybody watching long B from the statue is going to stand on the opposite side of the statue, right? But if someone comes in the door, you shoot them right in the side, no problem. And it's hard without that information.
I mean, and also, what a great call from Zeus coming out of that pause. They've been dominating Cloud9 towards drop, as we've mentioned a couple times, and you can see Cloud9, they seem to send 3 players there. They didn't have any eyes on drop early on. Shroud was the only one there, and no utility was used on it as well. So very fast aggression towards drop just completely punishes Cloud9's plans.
there was so many fast-paced rounds here for the Immortals on T side, but this time for what could potentially be the last round for the Immortals getting the victory 16-11, they have finally slowed down the pace. So 1:23 left on the clock. Just a lot of spamming to try to get some lucky shots from this upper B. And Lucas trying to clear out drop. Nothing's behind that pillar. Uses that perfectly, but he burns right after.
Nice find. Nice trade from Lucas from the grave. Not bad.
Oh.
I don't think Zeus spotted that.
No.
No, but the after image of the flash might have caught him out. Maybe it didn't.
No,
definitely spotted that one. That was a little bit more obvious. So.
So 4-4 now, and I like how Nothing actually utilized that pillar a lot. In the
Dodging and flashbang.
Exactly.
Well, and then he ran into it, and he's trying to escape the fire. So.
But he played his part, right?
Positives and negatives.
That's one player down at least for the Immortals. One less to worry about in terms of the cover inside the drop zone. And now a nice shot by Stewie2K, but traded out by Henny immediately. It's all up to Shroud to try to hold it for long enough for his teammates to rotate with 28 seconds left on the clock. Top 5 trying to come out, but he still gets the first, and now second kill. He does his part. He plays his job. 23 seconds left now with Henny. AWP against Skadoodle, Automatic, and Shroud. Creep it up now with 18 seconds left on the clock. He does have the bomb. Close range, gets the kill, but immediately Automatic comes out, and Cloud9 stays alive.
Nice. I mean, shout out to Shroud, right? You get the 2 kills. That's
Yeah.
pretty much what it comes down to.
Especially with a flashbang.
Yeah. I just thought it was so funny. It was like, what if Shroud was streaming like right here, and you got the 2K? Is that what it sounded like if you could hear his viewers?
Yeah. If not, they'll see it on Reddit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a very, very nice hold from him. And he had to just commit to somewhere. He needed those 2 kills because the rest of his teammates are locked out of that site. So Shroud falls there. I mean, all of a sudden the choke points are really closed off, and that makes that retake, that rotation, so difficult.
Still no change of pace here for the Immortals. Just a bit of noise on the upper, but you could see right now that Automatic spotted them there. So there was a change not only of pace, but of strategies for the Immortals at the beginning of the round. They tried to push towards long range. They're actually pushing through, and Lucas gets the kill into Automatic. That opens up the A side for a bit.
Yeah, this is not good. This is really dangerous. Skadoodle has got to have one of his rounds, and he's not going to. Zeus coming up ramp late. Shroud is down as well, and it looks like Immortals have taken control and are about to take this first map as Henny responds on a Stewie. It's just down to nothing. Let's get 1 kill, and there's the cleanup right through the door. Immortals take map 1 from Cloud9.
That was like exactly how that exemplifies how you need to condition your opponents. And like Immortal spent so much time going to B that A became this rusty site that It was unexplored also, but it was kind of, Cloud9 would spend all that time adapting and trying to figure out how to lock down B, and then all of a sudden an A hit comes out of the blue really, and it's like Cloud9 have to re-figure out how they're gonna lock down the other side of the map.
I was actually about to praise Automatic right before he died, oddly enough, that it had been mostly B hits towards the end of that second half, and then once they go back towards Halls and Automatic is there, he's actually got the presence of mind to stay alert and drop that smoke and not get caught off guard by the fact that all of a sudden they're reappearing over at A after a number of rounds, 5-6 rounds, and drops that smoke and bails out, and then he goes for that re-peek and spam through the smoke, and that's where my praise was going to end.
So
that's
the
all I
smoke
had.
play, the smoke play in the angle, I guess, or the re-peek is that mistake you would think, because sometimes when you're playing that 4-1 and you're playing along A, you see those players fall back a lot. Some of them will actually pop flash behind and just run deep into the site.
Well, it's the awareness of where everyone is on the map, right? Like, he obviously sees 1 to 2 when he panics and drops that smoke to cover his retreat, which is all good, especially because more than likely there's at least 2, maybe 3 players there clearing out those A halls. But also the understanding of where your teammates are on the map, because Skadoodle was just getting over into the site. He was exposed. So with Automatic dying there, it really makes Skadoodle have just too much to do with too many different angles. So if he goes back and falls into the site, him and Skadoodle can at least get some teamwork going on someone watching each other's back.
And when we talked about the praise of Automatic here on the CT side plays towards B, at least for the Immortals, when they play towards T side, you got to give it up here for Phelps for the entries that he's gotten.
Yeah, he was super impressive. Phelps was really good. Henny